Hi friends, good morning and welcome to this new class. I hope you still remember what we studied in the last class. We are talking about the qualities of the population. What are the qualities expected of this Indian population? We said they should have education, they should have good health and skill and so on. So the last class also we were talking about the education, the situation in India. We saw that most of the people were not literate. They cannot read and write. So a lot of people are there in our country who cannot read and write. So we realize one of the reasons why our country is not progressing. It is because the lack of education. People are not educated, therefore they are not able to do something qualitative. They are not able to do something that is qualitative. They do some ordinary works like working in the field and so on. So to do something that is qualitative, they need to have that skill, they need to have that idea, they need to have education. So in India that is lacking. Let us continue again. Let us see where we are studying. We can see your page number 22 in your textbook, page number 22. So we also saw that most of the places the literacy rate of the boys are higher than that of girls. So most of the places girls are not sent for studies. They are made to do small works, domestic chores and so on. But boys are given more opportunity, especially in the villages. Boys are given preference to go to school and study and so on. So we saw the literacy rates have increased from 18% in 1951. So in 1951, the literacy rate was 18%, and in 2010 or 2011 it became how many percentage? It became 74%. So you see there is a lot of improvement is there. In 1951, that is just after getting the independence, only 18% of the people could read and write. So if you take 100 people, only 18 of them can read and write. Other 72 of them cannot read and write. Or 82 of them cannot read and write. That was very pitiful situation. Now it has come up to 74. Out of 100, 74 people can read and write. Then literacy is not a right. We said every child between 6 and 14 years they must go to school, and it is their right to go to school. So nobody can block them. Nobody can say I will not send you to school. If that complaint goes to against that parent or guardian that a child is kept at home, made to do work, not allowed to go to school, then that parents can be punished, they can be arrested and so on. So it is not only their right, it is also needed if a citizens are to perform their duties and enjoy their rights properly. So by denying the education, we are not only denying the rights of a child, but we are also blocking that child, and he will not have any skill. He will not be able to perform his duties in a better way, and he will not be able to enjoy his rights. So he has got so many rights are there, and if you want to experience and enjoy that rights, first of all he should be literate. Unless he knows how to read and write, he will not be able to read the books, he will not be able to study or know what are his rights and so on. So educated person will be able to think properly, will be able to have a lot of skills and ideas and so on. So it is for the good of the nation that we ask every child to go to school, study and so on. So remember that you are going to school not just for getting a certificate, pass certificate, not just for getting some marks, but to get knowledge. So whole year you sit and waste your time, at the end you by heart something, go and write exam, then you get some mark and you are very happy. So that you may have mark, but you may not have the knowledge because you did not study nicely. You are just by hearting something just before exam, then go and write. So that is not education. You may have the certificate, you may have the marks, but you may not have the knowledge. So you need to study nicely because it will help you to live your life joyfully. You will be aware about your rights and you will be able to demand for your rights and so on. So if you are not a learned person, then all those things are not possible. However, a vast difference is noticed across different sections of population. So we said India has got 74% of literacy rate now in 2011, but it is not same throughout India. If you take area wise, it may not be same everywhere. This is as a national average. It is an average. Suppose if you take state wise, every state may not have 74%. Some states may have more than 74%. Or if you take the rural area and the town area it may be much more than 74. And if you take the rural area, it will be much less than 74. So there is a lot of differences there everywhere throughout the country. It is not same. Then literacy among males is nearly 16.6% higher than the females. That is about 16.1% higher in urban areas as compared to rural areas. So if you take between boys and girls or male and female, so male is higher by 16.6. So the males in our country or the boys in our country, they are more educated than the girls. 16.6% higher. Their education rate is higher. And it is about 16.1% higher in urban areas. So if you take only urban area, girls, it is little more better. It is only 16.1. That means in the urban area, the difference is less. That was not much. Here 16.6, here 16.1. So that means in urban area, girls are getting more chance to study comparing to the rural areas. So the rural area, the rate is much low. The literacy rate of the girls is much low in the rural areas, but in the urban area it is slightly better. Then if you look at two different states according to 2011 literacy rates, vary from 94% in Kerala. So Kerala has got 94%. So that is quite high. So in Kerala, the literacy rate of the people are 94, and in Bihar it is 62%. In Bihar it is 62%. So it is in Kerala and it is in Bihar. So there is a lot of differences there. Then the primary school system has expanded over 7.68 lakhs in 2004-2005. So in our country, the primary school system, primary school means up to class 4. So that school system was expanded to 7.68 lakhs. So there were so many schools were made. That's why the literacy rate of India was able to come up from 18 to it became 74% because government started lot of schools. Lakhs of schools were started, and therefore these people were able to get education. Then unfortunately, this huge expansion of schools has been diluted by poor quality of schooling and high dropout rates. So government started this lakhs of schools, primary schools, 7.68 lakhs of schools were started with the intention of increasing the literacy rate of India. But unfortunately we can say the schools were of not good quality, the buildings were of not very good, and the teachers who were appointed, they were not very highly qualified and so. So the purpose of getting full literacy was defeated because of lack of good qualities. The teachers were not good and the school were not good and so on. So because of all that, the purpose was diluted. The government could not achieve the complete purpose of their plan of instituting new schools. Then Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan is a significant step towards providing elementary education to all children in the age group of 6 to 14. So I am sure you all might have heard about this system of education by the government, Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. So it was a new scheme or new system of education introduced by the government in the year 2004, and the purpose was that by 2010 all the children up to 14 should be educated. That was their purpose. So they started this new style of education, new policy of education called Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, sponsored by the government, and all the children will be provided with uniforms, textbooks, notebooks, everything will be given free. So they don't have to spend any money, everything government will provide. So no parent can say I am not sending children to the school because I have no money. So it is completely sponsored by the government, and even the textbooks, notebooks, uniform, pen, pencil, everything is given by the government. Therefore, government thought at least if you provide everything, the parents will send the children to the school and they will be able to get education. So with that intention, government introduced a lot of programs, educational programs, and it is a time-bound initiative of the central government in partnership with the state governments, local governments, and the community for achieving the goal of universalization of elementary education. So universalization means making education spread everywhere throughout the country. So it was a program started by the central government with the help of state government, then village government, that is local government, and also the community, the common people. So government wanted the support of everyone. Otherwise, from the center, from Delhi, they sit and say all will have Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. Then people in the different corners of the country may not respond. So government wanted the support of everyone. They wanted the state government to take initiative, then the district wise, the local government to take initiative, and the community also, the common people also should take initiative to make use of this opportunity to send their children to the school and learn maximum. That way it was a program that was going on together in everyone with the support of everyone. In that way achieve the universalization of elementary education. So at least up to 14 years of age they will be able to go to the school. Then along with it, Bridge courses and back to school camps have been initiated to increase enrollment in elementary education. So together with this Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, government also started bridge courses. That means you can, some maybe dropped out before, so they can come back to school. So there may be some special classes may be taken them to teach them how to write alphabets, how to read and so on. So that kind of courses were also taken so that people who are dropped out from the school, they can come back and join for this elementary education again. Then in order to encourage the children, government also started midday meal scheme. So some parents will say, how can I send my child to the school? There is nothing to eat. My child is hungry, he may fall down. So in order to solve that problem, government introduced midday meal scheme. Government will provide meals for the students during the midday, during the lunch break. And so that way the number will be increased. Government was encouraging the parents to send their children to attend the class and learn more, so that people, the students who are especially from the poor backgrounds, they will have some nutritious food as well. At home they may not be eating anything, they may be hungry, they may be eating only some wild fruits from the forest. But here government is providing them nutritious food, so children will be able to grow up healthy. And these policies could add to the literate population of India. So government took up all these policies, all these initiatives, so that government can, the people can come up in the level of education. They can all learn how to read, write, understand, speak and so on. Then the 11th plan, we were talking about different plans, different 5-year plans of the government. So government started planning for 5 years, then second plan for another 5 years, then third plan for another 5 years, like that. So by the time it is the 11th 5-year plan, 11th 5-year plan means is already starting, the 50 years are already over, we are starting with 51 years. So during this program, to increase the enrollment in higher education of the 18 to 23 years of age, group to 15% by 11-12 and to 21% by 12th plan. So long government was concentrating in giving elementary education to the people. Elementary education, that is the basic education up to the 14 years of age. So after completing that elementary education, what will the students do? So government found they should be sent for higher studies. So this higher study is not compulsory. Government is not forcing anyone, but encouraging them. So at least up to 14 years it is compulsory. But beyond that, government want to increase that one. That means people who belong to this age group of 18 to 23. People who are between 18 years and 23 years, they should be sent to study, and that one should be brought to 15%. So those are going for high study very less, only 15 people out of 100, only 15 people are going for graduation and so on. So government want to increase that one to 15% in the year 2012. Then after 5 years, government want to increase it to again 21%. So step by step, government want more and more people to increase their literacy rate, increase their studies, higher studies and so on. Then the strategy focuses on increasing access, quality, adoption of states specific curriculum modification, vocationalization and networking on the use of information technology. So during this higher study period, when government is taking initiative to teach these higher studies, what are the things that government is focusing? Government is focusing that increasing access. That means there should be more and more colleges should be there, and people should be able to have access to these higher educational institutions like colleges. So access, that means government has to build more colleges, Then it should have quality. That means not just a simply ordinary building, but there should be a lot of quality should be there. The building should be good, the teachers should be good, the facilities should be good, and so on. Then adoption of state specific curriculum modification. So each state may have different possibilities. So central government is willing to accept that as each state what is their specification. For example, people in one state may be interested in doing certain studies. People in other states may be interested in doing some other studies and so on. So based on the interest of each people staying in different states, government began to encourage them to study. So government did not force them, you must study only this subject. So government tried to find out the taste of the people, the interest of the people, and try to provide them the topic that they like, the subjects that they like, and so on. Then government also trying to provide vocationalization, to learn different types of job oriented works and so on. Then also networking on the use of information technology, and government also wants more people to learn about information technology, how to do the networking programs like computer works, internet, all those things. So all that is connected with internet, information technology. Government wanted to increase more people to join there. Then the plan also focuses on distant education. So some people may not be able to go to college and study. So for them, government is again ready to do something. They are able to provide distant education. Distant education means not attending the college every day, but textbooks and everything will be given to them, and they can sit at home and write, learn, study, then go for exam when it is time for. That is called distant learning. So government is ready to do that also in order to help those people, because some people may be very poor at home, nobody may be able to do the work, so they stay at home, help their parents, do the work in the field or farm or office. Then when they are free, they study and go and write exam when it is time. So that way also government is trying to provide more opportunity for the people to study. Then convergence of formal, non-formal, distant and IT educational institutions. So government also want to change it. All those educational institutions that are non-formal, they want to change into something that is IT education. So government wanted to provide more opportunity for people to learn about information technology, computer, internet and so on. Then over the past 50 years, so if you look at the past 50 years in India, what has happened? There has been a significant growth in the number of universities and institutions of higher learning. So if you look at our country, we realize during the last 50 years, a lot of universities have come up in our country. Universities are providing higher studies, BA, MA, B.Ed and so on. So all these higher studies are coming from universities. So many universities are set up. That shows more and more people are interested in studies. That's why universities are coming. If no students are there, means there will be no university. So there are a lot of universities and there are a lot of colleges in order to teach the people. So a lot of things are there. So a lot of improvement is there, and so we can say in the beginning the rate was only 15. People who were going for higher studies, only 15% were there. Now we can be sure there are a lot of people are there. The rate has gone up much higher. Then let us read the table to see the increase in number of colleges, universities, enrollment of students and recruitment of teachers since 1951 to 2011-12. So we can see in your own, a chart is given there. You can see by yourself. 1950-51, number of colleges only 750. Then universities were 30. Then students were 2,63,000 and teachers were 24,000. And after 10 years you see the difference. The number of colleges increased into 7,346. Then universities became 177. Then students became 49 lakhs 25,000. And teachers were also increased 2 lakhs 72,000. So you can see within 10 years a lot of improvement is there. And see the last what has happened. The colleges have come up to 37,204. So 37,204 colleges are there in our country. Then number of universities have increased to 723. Then the number of students have come 28 lakhs. 28 lakhs are there. So in the beginning, 50 years ago, there were only 60 years ago there were only 2 lakhs 63 students. Now it has become 28 lakhs. So lot of increase is there. The teachers data is not there. So that is all about the government has done in order to make the country increase in education, make the people educated, talented, so that after this higher education, especially in the IT level and so on, their intellectual level goes up. They will be able to think better, plan better, and they'll have developed a lot of skills, and so by the time end of their study, they'll have a lot of skills, and so that way we come to realize that education has got a very important role in the life of the people. It decides a person what he is going to become. So an educated person is a asset to the nation. He can really help the development of the nation, and he can do wonderful things for the development of the nation. So I hope and encourage that every one of you will have that right vision to learn more, to learn and have access to greater knowledge and be part in nation building, do something for the nation. So thank you for listening. We'll meet you again in the next class. Until then, bye.